Single dad janitor was laughed at. Translate this and my salary is yours, his reply stunned them. The floor shimmered under the morning lights, freshly mopped and spotless, just like every other day. Jason Carter, a single dad and janitor at a prestigious corporate building in Manhattan, quietly went about his work before the world fully woke up. His uniform, faded and stained from years of labor, clung to his tired frame. Yet his eyes, soft, patient, and kind, always scanned the halls as if looking for hope. Jason had once dreamed of becoming a linguist. He'd spent his early years studying languages, Mandarin, Arabic, French, and even Latin, fascinated by the ways words connected people. But life had other plans. His wife, Amy, had passed away suddenly 5 years ago, leaving him alone with a 4-year-old son, Noah. With bills mounting and no one to lean on, he gave up his dreams and picked up a mop. But Jason never complained. Each night, after cleaning offices and scrubbing toilets, he read to Noah in different languages, teaching him phrases and telling him stories from cultures around the world. It was their shared escape from the hard life they lived. One crisp autumn morning, while Jason was dusting the large glass doors of the executive wing, a group of junior executives walked by, coffee in hand, their voices echoing through the marble corridor. One of them, Marcus, a sharp-tongued intern trying too hard to impress, paused when he saw Jason. "Hey, janitor," Marcus called, waving a sheet of paper. "You speak languages, right? Thought I heard you mumble something in Mandarin last week." Jason stood quietly, unsure whether to respond. Marcus smirked and held out the paper. "Translate this. It's an old Chinese business letter. Boss found it in archives. No one's been able to crack it." Then he laughed. "Tell you what, translate it perfectly, and I'll give you my entire monthly salary. Deal?" The others chuckled. Jason looked at the paper. The characters were old-style Mandarin, formal and poetic. His fingers trembled slightly, but not from fear. "Deal," he said softly. Within 5 minutes, Jason read it aloud, translating line by line with clarity and grace. His voice carried a rhythm and understanding that silenced the corridor. When he finished, the laughter was gone. Marcus looked stunned. How do you even know that?" he asked. Jason gave a modest shrug. "I studied languages in college. Before life changed." The moment went viral. Another executive, witnessing the exchange from around the corner, posted a video on LinkedIn. "Janitor stuns corporate team with flawless Mandarin. Intelligence hides in unexpected places." Within hours, it blew up. By noon, local news stations had picked up the story. By evening, so had national ones. But for Jason, the fame didn't matter. He was back home reading bedtime stories to Noah when the CEO of the company, Olivia Bennett, knocked on their small apartment door. She introduced herself and handed Jason a letter. "We owe you more than an apology," she said. "We owe you an opportunity." Inside was a full scholarship to a language institute partnered with their corporation, along with a flexible work position in their global communications department. "But I'm just a janitor," Jason said, overwhelmed. "No," Olivia replied. "You're a man who never stopped learning. That's more valuable than any degree." The next months transformed Jason's life. He started attending classes, still waking early to prepare breakfast for Noah, walking him to school hand in hand. By afternoon, he was on Zoom meetings, helping the company translate and communicate with international partners. His name became a quiet legend in the office, not for the fame, but for the humility he carried through it all. But what struck people most wasn't the translation or the viral video. It was what Jason did next. With his first big paycheck, he didn't buy a new car or move into a fancy apartment. He donated part of it to fund language programs at local schools, ensuring other children like Noah had access to the beauty of words and culture. He started a weekend language and kindness club in the community center, inviting children from all backgrounds to learn together, for free. One afternoon, Marcus, the same intern who had mocked him, showed up quietly at the community center. He sat in the back, listening as Jason taught a group of kids how to say, "thank you," in 12 different languages. After class, Marcus approached him. "I've been meaning to say. I was wrong. I judged you. I'm sorry." Jason smiled gently. "We all learn, Marcus. That's the point." Years passed, but the story of the janitor who stunned a room with his wisdom lived on. Not as a tale of revenge or justice, but one of grace and purpose. Jason taught the world a lesson, that dignity doesn't come from a title, and brilliance often wears the face of quiet sacrifice. Today, he leads an international nonprofit that brings language education to underserved communities around the globe. And every night, he still reads to Noah, though now, it's Noah correcting his pronunciation in Swahili or Icelandic, giggling all the while. In a world that often equates success with power and prestige, Jason Carter reminded everyone that sometimes, the most powerful people are the ones holding a mop, whispering bedtime stories in foreign tongues, and raising the next generation with love, humility, and a belief that knowledge belongs to everyone. Because kindness, resilience, and wisdom don't need a spotlight, they create their own.